So another thing I would like to ask you, so coming to sustainable architecture in terms of government policies and subsidies, so what kind of reforms can be made in that context in order to increase sustainable architecture?
We'll start from
Yeah, again.
Okay, so in the context of government policies and subsidies for sustainable architecture, so what reforms can be made in order to facilitate?
Government has come up with lots of schemes, and they have been providing of late incentives as well. Sustainable architecture, or by the name as green architecture. See, a few of the developers, renowned developers, they are marketing their projects as green architecture. But unless and until government makes it compulsory for every building to become more sustainable and green architecture, it will be difficult, because they have given incentive. If I design a building and if I do few things which are related towards green architecture, towards sustainability, so they will give me incentive FSI. FSI you people will not understand. In general language, I will say they will provide me some more FSI, incentive FSI, which I can construct more. Say if I am constructing say 100 flats, I can maybe 5% more, so I will construct say 4 or 5 flats more. So that is my incentive as a developer, and I will be happy कि yes, मुझे इतना additional मिलता है, so I am happy. But that is like a incentive. But if government makes it compulsory, no, there is no other way out. You have to practice green construction only. Then only it will help. But again, that's not easy. That's not practical also. But I feel more than government, the onus of making sustainable architecture is on the architects. See, because the way they will design it, the way they will conceive the project, the developers and others people are going to follow it. Definitely, I have to, as an architect, I have to, very simple and few things are there. For example, if I design a structure, taking into consideration the topographical condition of the site, if I design a structure, looking at the condition, what is the sun path, if I design a structure, taking into the consideration that there is a natural water flow stream on the site, which I have to take care of it. If I design a structure using local material doesn't mean कि site के बाजू में जो मिल रहा है वही है. Local materials is like within 500 kilometers of transportation. If all the materials are procured, again that becomes a local material, because I am saving on transportation. Not only money, I am saving on fuel, I am saving on energy, I am saving on lots of things. So within 5 kilometers of my site, if I am procuring all the materials required for construction, then that becomes sustainable. If I keep my size of windows and all that which are facing outside, if I keep their sizes proper, considering the sun path, again that becomes sustainable, because when more sun rays are not coming inside, then definitely मुझे AC उतना कम चलाना पड़ेगा. That cost of energy, and cost of energy not in terms of money only, but the cost of energy which is reduced, which is getting reduced by properly designing my structures, my building, my house, that will help. So उसमें बिल्डर को कोई, डेवलपर को कोई नुकसान नहीं है, बट वो आर्किटेक्ट का माइंडसेट है कि वेदर हाउ ही इज पुटिंग हिम इनसाइड एंड सेंसिटाइजिंग द टोटल थिंग एंड डूइंग इट. सी if I design a building and I don't keep my windows towards south, तो some people will say कि हाँ वास्तु के हिसाब से बहुत अच्छा है, साउथ में बिल्डिंग, साउथ में विंडो नहीं है. बट वास्तु में मानता हूँ, चलो ठीक है, लेकिन if I design a building and I block the south side, so I will block why? Because I don't want that harsh sun to come inside, so I will block that side. Then if I block that side, so windows are not kept over there, then you find that your unit or your house is more cooler for some more period of time. It will increase the time lag, and then definitely आपको जो uneasiness feel होगा, that will be reduced. You will be using lesser electrical appliances. You will be using AC for a lesser period of time. You can sit in office comfortably, in your house comfortably. So those things are required. And here I feel the role of architect is very important. The role of professionals are very important. The role of civil engineers are very important, because see, architects and civil engineers, they work hand in hand. So that sensitivity has to be there, and then we can teach these things to our client, and which I have the practice in my office, that we really teach certain things to the client. उसको हम ज़्यादा सिखाएंगे तो he will go away and say कि you get lost and I'm going to some other architect. So we have to be very strategically very smart in doing these things. But then the major role has to be played by the professionals, and then only it will help, because academically developers are not that sound. They are not sensitive. They are totally insensitive people, because for them square feet is important, but that is not their role also, because they hire architects, they hire professionals only because we have to show them the right thing. We have to show them the right thing.
Okay, that's it from my end. Now it is open to the audience. Feel free to ask any questions.
So you talked about the sustainability in a village. So as of now, the whole globe is turning towards economy and all those things. Even the village, the small village are turning to big village, and even the big village are turning to town, and the town are converting into cities. So how do you think one mindset of sustainability and the other mindset of economy is driving us? I mean, how do we balance? Should we consider only economy, or should we consider only sustainability, and or how do we balance it? I mean, because even all these things are present in our curriculum and all those things, it's fine. Even we want a job, we want to build a career, so we want us to pursue our passion and all those things. How do we consider this and live it and continue the same thought for the future generation?
See, you are right. A huge scale of migration from villages towards the city and towards the coastline is happening from past so many years, and it will further increase multifold. That is right. The density in the cities will keep on increasing. That is also correct. And even the villages which were small hamlets, now they are swelling and growing like anything. And we are a country where population is growing tremendously, but worldwide also it's happening, and still the generation definitely wants to live their life, pursue their dreams, and do whatever they want to do. And उसमें कुछ गलत भी नहीं है. They should, everybody should enjoy their life. Just try to carry yourself as a responsible individual. Like whatever you are doing, you use mobile, you do everything. Just remember that whenever you are going into a restaurant, order the food only how much you want to have. That is for everybody. Like we have ordered so much and then ho gaya, we are waste. You know, for your information, for everybody's information, the food wastage is the major pollutant worldwide. जो शादियों में खाना हमारे बच जाता है या होटल्स में, रेस्टोरेंट्स में, वर्ल्ड वाइड, that is the major pollutant. So you can't teach everybody, at least, but you can, within yourself you can. So at least वो हम कर सकते हैं. If you have this bottled water, use it properly. आप पूरा पानी पी के उस बॉटल को प्रॉपरली डिस्पोज करके and then you come out. At least उतना रिस्पॉन्सिबल तो हम हो ही सकते हैं. You can do your bit. Don't use polythene which is not easy to recycle. Don't litter around. Plant few trees in your life. Even every individual, if they do this, then also it is good. Now, one point which you said, which you asked, cities are growing and how to go about it, economy and sustainability. See, economy is one thing and sustainability is one thing. If you are more sustainable, that doesn't mean you are not contributing towards economy or you are not pursuing your dreams or your life. See, I believe that there will be huge amount of concrete pouring in cities worldwide. And India is a country where the data says that we are a young country. We are a young country. We have got more than say 50-60% young population. What does it mean? Young population means more jobs. Young population means more houses. Young population means huge infrastructure, because they will grow, they will get married, they will look for jobs, they will look for accommodation, and they will look for vehicles, they will look for everything, they will look for food. So ये जो रोड है आपके IIT Bombay कैंपस के सामने, ये बचपन से मैं देख रहा हूँ उतना ही है. In fact, say 30 years back, it was a very small strip of land, but from past 20 years, I can see the road width is same. The population is growing, vehicles are growing, everything is growing. But still, the show must go on. So, young population means we require everything we require. It has to be balanced. Carbon footprint is going to come. The buildings are going to get demolished and huger complexes are going to come. A structure which is a 10-storied old, वहाँ पे there will be a 20-storied old structure, lots of redevelopment, huge things are going to come, lots of concrete will be pouring into the cities and into the villages as well, in second tier, third tier cities, or in Mumbai or Delhi and other things. Those things are going to come, nobody can stop it, and we have to follow it. The only thing is that we have to be self-disciplined. See, lots and huge developmental work is going to come, infrastructure work is going to come, trees are going to be cut, water sources will remain same. बारिश 4 महीने का 3 महीना होगी, फिर 2 महीना ही होगी. In fact, there will be depletion in quantity of water, the sources will be reduced. But we can do one thing, we can be disciplined, we can plant more trees. We can conduct ourselves and reach towards Shunya, zero waste, zero garbage. In my house there is no garbage. There is no garbage. Because there is a kitchen waste which directly goes to compost farming or in our complex, and we don't produce any kind of plastic and other waste. So it is zero waste. And in few of my projects which I would be discussing, if you are interested, there again we have created those kind of things. Those are where all the garbage will be collected, accumulated, and how it will be recycled, reused. So at least we can contribute over there without compromising our lifestyle. Economy has to grow. Without economy, nothing will happen. But creating mountains of garbage, the moment you enter into the city and you see a mountain of garbage and it is some kind of smoke coming out of it and all that, so that gives a very bad picture, right? Self-discipline is the only way out. If you can't teach others, at least you can influence few and you can influence yourself. You can be self-disciplined. That is all.
Villages, those districts are villages. So what happens is in those villages the rainfall is very less. I mean very less. So but somehow they sustain and somehow they live. but even though they have certain amount of water there, but the water is fluorine infected, or some or the other it is not at all potable for water drinking purpose. Even I'm sure even in Maharashtra that case is there. So how do you expect, like in those kind of region, how do you do a water harvesting or those kind of thing? I mean, anyway, we know, like, okay, if we plant trees or if we grow lots of greens, somehow a rainfall will happen. But there is a very fine balance between the rainfall and the amount that water had to be put to those plants that you have already planted. So how will you manage those things?
See, particularly, I will not talk about this North Karnataka or any part of Maharashtra. I will talk about in general sense, and you will get the answer also. See, if you all have time, you visit a village called as Hirve Bazar. It's in Maharashtra, Ahmednagar district. Ahmednagar district has got very low rainfall. And 20 years back, if you see the photographs of that village, there was hardly a one tree in that village which you can see in that photograph, and the rest of it was barren land. So people used to sell their land and they used to just migrate other places, and they used to sell their land cheaply, and those things were happening. One fine day, a person named as Popatrao Pawar, he is Sarpanch of that village, and actually Popatrao Pawar is not an ordinary person. He was a Ranji Trophy player, playing for Mumbai or playing for Maharashtra maybe. I had met him, and we have called him on few occasions on Environmental Day discussions and all that. So Popatrao Pawar is the person who gave us that presentation, and he was talking about 20 years down the line what was the situation of his village and what is the situation now. The hill which he showed 20 years back, one tree standing and all barren, and today it is like anything. See, Ahmednagar has got very lesser rainfall, but their village has got very good rainfall. They have got very good water table, and the water was contaminated earlier on because people were using lots and lots of pesticide to extract good farming from their land. Because of scarcity of water, that was not happening. But now the water table has increased, of course. The quality of water has improved a lot, and now people don't sell their land. They are into extensive farming. They are doing lots of farming, and it's not like that farming is only for 4 months and all that, because they are totally dependent on rains. They are doing continuous farming. They are doing cash crops and all that, which really brings good earning for them. So certain examples are there. See, if you want to work, you can work and change the scenario. And if you want to blame, I'm not saying you, I'm not talking about you. If you want to blame that there's no water, what we can do? So definitely the other person will say कि हाँ पानी तो है नहीं. The third person will say कि बारिश ही नहीं होती, पानी आएगा कैसे? सिर्फ पानी आएगा कैसे मतलब पानी आएगा, but then if you work at that moment, the results will come later on. But you have to work, वो धीरे धीरे, then you can change the scenario. It takes time. It takes time, but it is going to happen. अन्ना हजारे का गांव है अहमदनगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, रानीगढ़ सिद्धि, नाम सुना होगा शायद आप लोग. You visit that village, see how they are doing. But these are small examples, because by and large people don't want to work and blame कि there is no water, what we can do. My kid will go out and do some kind of chaprasigiri in Mumbai or Pune, but they are not interested to work in their village. So if you are not interested, nothing will happen. But if somebody comes and really puts in effort, it is going to happen. And once you become engineer, or you graduate from IIT and you say कि ठीक है अभी now the country has given me this graduation, now I will migrate to US and have my good life. So definitely one can have it, but see, being an engineer doesn't mean that you have to go to US and work over there and just enjoy your life. being an engineer also means that you have to go back to your villages and give back to the society, because they don't know how to create that kind of situation which you can easily do. That doesn't mean an architect can't go over there and work. See, I'm an architect, but I work in villages, and we are instrumental in having check dams. See, why check dams are required? Because rainfall is only for 2 months. But I want that farming should be done for major part of the year. So we create those check dams because we just want to have that water table go up, and farming के लिए जो पानी चाहिए, that time will increase and people will have work. People will have work. If there is no work, either they will migrate, or they will get into something else and start drinking and other things. So situation can change. It requires that kind of dedication. Yeah.
So isn't it easier said than done? Zero waste and a sustainable livelihood.
Yeah.
Our initiative, Team Shunya, Sustainable Housing, is only a step towards sustainable living. But in our day-to-day activities, carbon waste and waste of water and plastic use, it's incorporated in one way or another. The jeans that we wear, then
Percent is nothing actually. Lekin some percentage you can achieve, and everybody starts doing like that. So definitely it will be a huge thing. Surely it will be a huge thing. But I should say that zero garbage or zero lifestyle, or it is a myth. ऐसी बात नहीं है. You be sensitive and you will see how it works. At least you can influence few people around you. You can influence yourself. So some sensitivity has to be there. Otherwise we are just dumping onto the earth and then the sea. So, and in other countries, people are more disciplined. See, they are also human beings and we are also human beings. We are a different kind of people because our lifestyle is different, our ancestors were different, and at that time we used to practice lots of things which were sustainable. And those people from other countries, they have imported those lifestyle, and now they have become more disciplined. Easily you find their cities are more cleaner than ours. And if we are disciplined, again we can achieve certain things. We can achieve some kind of dignity if we don't litter around. So self-discipline is the key. That's what I feel. And I don't practice these things in totality, whatever I'm saying. But at least I practice 2-3 things. I don't take plastic polythene bags. I don't use this bottled water at all. Certain things we can, obviously we can. I try to save water. Like while we are shaving, so the tap is on and we are doing it. That is absolutely nonsense. Nowadays I feel people don't do, but few people I have seen doing it. While you are brushing your teeth, the tap is on. So this is absolutely, it's a criminal waste of water. Like घर में, with all the respect, our maid boys, they are working. Nal chalu karke they are looking here and there and talking. So they don't know. At least we can teach them. We can respectfully, we can handle this situation. See, they don't have water in their houses. They travel for kilometers and they bring that water. But still, आपके घर में अगर पानी आ रहा है, they don't respect it because they are ignorant. We can teach them. So these kind of discipline, it will help. I don't say, I never said that it will be 100%, but few things we can really make it happen.
Okay, anyone else?
There was also one thing which in your questionnaire which I had prepared, it was other sources of energy. Other sources of energy. वो रह गया था शायद, you missed out or whatever.
No, we discussed it in the...
Yeah. See, it is like solar we discussed. We also discussed energy made out of water, which we call as hydro. Then wind energy is there. Then tidal energy is there. See, in our country, solar energy is ample, in fact. Although we are not using it, but now from past 4-5 years, solar energy के ऊपर काफी impact हुआ है, and government is insisting on it. In northern side, where there is harsh sun, solar farming is being done in states like Uttar Pradesh or Punjab and Madhya Pradesh and all that. There is solar farming kind of concepts have been derived, and people are using it, solar farming. Then in coastal areas, Vishakhapatnam and in Maharashtra, I haven't found as yet, but coast of Kutch, this Gujarat, tidal energy is being explored in fact, tidal energy. It totally depends on the gravitational power of sun, earth and moon, that combination. What we say low tide and high tide. So that is also predictable and very easy to use. So that tidal energy is being tapped and worked upon it. Then we have got wind energy. See, in Maharashtra, when we go from this and cross Igatpuri and all that, so you find lots of windmills have been erected over there. So that those windmills, it moves along with that the force of wind, and that energy is being explored and used. So alternate sources of energy is there, and I feel in coming 10 years, India will be very much self-sustainable in terms of energy. Even today we have got, we have moved on. Like you people are staying right now in Mumbai. Mumbai has got lots of energy because they just collect all the energy from other part of Maharashtra and country, and then Mumbai is always well lit. So यहाँ पे जो है उसको लगता है कि बहुत light है and all that, but you go to the villages, you find 4 घंटे का there is no light only. What do you call that? 4 घंटे का power cut, yeah. So but even that situation is gone, and ये जो मैं बात बोल रहा हूँ 10 साल पहले की है. Now in other parts of Maharashtra you find a good amount of energy is available. But when we don't rely only on this energy produced by these companies, if we produce our own energy through solar and other things, which we can easily do, so nothing like it. Your reliability is reduced, and then the energy becomes in excess over the period of time. In few of our projects, what we have done is we have provided lots of solar panels for ground lighting, for common passages, for garden areas and all that. So what happens that those society people or the developer, they have decided that they will reduce the metering of these common areas, and some energy, they will be using lesser energy from MSEB and other sources, and they will be using their own energy. So it can be done, not 100%, 5%, 10%, 20%.
Okay. Let's move forward with the presentation.
Okay.